When you wake up in the colder months, what calls for your breakfast? To me, it's a bowl of soup. So today we are making one pot vegan creamy soy vegetable soup together with the mixed rice to go with it. A brief thank you to Matsukan for partnering with us on today's video. I'll chat more about that later, but for now, let's get cooking. We begin by soaking dried shiitake mushrooms. This is gonna give the base of umami taste to the soup. I use pre-sliced one for the shortcut, but if you don't have one, just use regular dried shiitake mushroom and soak it longer according to the package instructions. In the meantime, we're gonna chop up all the vegetables. Thinly sliced carrot, chop onion into small pieces. Now for the celery. Celery is always hard to pronounce for me. We are not going to use the leaf part for this soup since it's a bit too overpowering in my opinion. This tiny bit of peppery taste will create a different dimension to the soup, just like how any other herbs would work in the soup. Roughly chopped Chinese cabbage. I love to use the inside of it since the leaves are more tender and sweeter when it's cooked down. Remove the eye of potatoes where you taste the bitterness. Then cut into 1-inch square cubes, which is a little bit bigger than the carrot and onion since the potatoes tends to crumble apart as it's cooked. I keep the skin on, but feel free to remove the skin. We got the sweetness from the onion, carrot, and Chinese cabbage, a bit of peppery bitter taste from the celery, and richness from the potato. You can always change up the vegetable up to what's left in your fridge, but thinking of 3 different taste components will tend to bring the successful result. Season with half teaspoon of salt. Bring it to the stove and cook it on high. Once it comes to a boil, drop the heat to low and just mix it to make sure the salt is evenly distributed. Salt is what's gonna help to draw the moisture from the vegetable as it's cooked. Close the lid and simmer it until all the vegetables are fully cooked, which took me about 10 minutes. By the way, have you ever used these cooking chopsticks? We call it saibashi in Japanese. I use saibashi for picking noodles or stir fry, making miso soup, and doing delicate decoration as a finishing touch. Because saibashi is longer than the usual chopsticks, the chances are less to get oil splatter on you when you are cooking. And also it takes up variety space, so I can keep my kitchen utensils very minimal. This particular saibashi is made by a Japanese maker called Matsukan in Fukui Prefecture. They have been making only chopsticks for 99 years. That's amazing, right? I'm part of a crowdfunding campaign to make and deliver their beautiful saibashi to the world. My mission is to introduce you to Japanese cooking as accessible as possible, but also to connect you to the beauty of Japanese culture, especially saibashi, which is something I use it every day. This saibashi is exceptionally good quality, 100% handmade and made from sustainable Japanese bamboo and traditional urushi lacquer. Lacquer, do I pronounce okay? And it's completely natural coating that comes from trees, plus dishwasher safe. Get one for yourself by joining this crowdfunding campaign, which will be ending on December 21st at 5 p.m. Japan time. If you don't reach the goal, the saibashi won't be made, which is quite sad. If you can help us to bring this beautiful, elegant saibashi to the world, it means a lot to us. To know more about the details, click the link in the description box. Thank you for your time and support. Now back to cooking. We're gonna quickly whip up yukari mixed rice, chop up mustard spinach finely. If you don't find one, using spinach or blanched bok choy would be good. Also, thinly sliced shiso leaves as a topping. To the steamed Japanese sushi rice, sprinkle some yukari seasoning. Yukari is a rice seasoning which is made from red shiso leaves. It's tangy and salty, like similar to the taste of pickled plum. If you don't find it, swap for your favorite turikake, which is rice seasoning, or even a bit of salt is nice. Do you have a yukari seasoning in your area? It would be nice to share it in the comment section to help other viewers. Add chopped mustard spinach. To amp up the flavor, sprinkle some toasted sesame seed, mix to combine and set it aside for now. By the time the soup should be nearly fully cooked, check the potatoes, and if the chopstick or fork go through without any resistance, we can move on to the next step. Add more water and mixed beans. For the seasoning, we add soy sauce and black pepper. As we see, the seasoning is very simple. That's why we need a variety of vegetables to make the complex flavor profile. To thicken the soup, mix soy milk and potato starch. Dissolve the potato starch completely before adding it into the soup. Otherwise, you're gonna have a lump as opposed to thicken the soup. Cook it on high, and just before it comes to a boil, bring it to low and cook it until you reach your desired consistency. I added a bit too much potato starch, so I added more soy milk. Please adjust the taste with salt, pepper, and soy sauce to your liking. I feel like we are missing some protein, so as a side dish, I whip up a tofu salad.
なんかプルプルしてる。わかる？ほら、プルプルしてるのわかる
？Place silken tofu on the plate and enjoy with chopped myoga, which is a family of ginger, and chopped spring onion. Drizzle some soy sauce right before we dig in. We call this hiyayakko in Japanese. Because of its simplicity, this is our staple side dish. Now it's time to plate. Some of you told me your breakfast is like a dinner to me. What's the difference between breakfast and dinner to you? I actually enjoy the breakfast dinner type of meal all the time and any time in the day. But one thing I would say is I use less oil for the breakfast. I didn't realize it until some of you asked me, but my body doesn't crave much oil in the morning somehow. This is how I do, so let me know how you feel and cook in the morning. The soup is very lightly seasoned, but you definitely taste each and every vegetable that marries together in the soup. It's cozy, creamy, and filling with a warm hug from inside. Enjoy with yuzu kosho or more black pepper or vegan cheese if that's your thing. I especially love the combination with this yukari mixed rice to complement the tanginess and saltiness to the soup. Again, please join our crowdfunding to make saibashi by clicking the link in the description box. Thanks a lot for watching and see you on the next one. Bye bye, またね。
待って。スタート。ちょっと笑っちゃって。笑っちゃってできない。ちょっと。一応ついてよいと。おお やめろってことだ。やめろってことだねこれ。